2023 was so freaking hard. Going from 1 kid to 2 may as well have been going from 1 to 10. What I didn't account for was being blindsided by crazy postpartum anxiety and depression. Now today, I'm talking to you coming from a completely different place than I did a year ago. Focus on that 20%. Like, what 20% of effort can we go all in on that is going to lead us to see 80% of our results? The realtors who see the greatest results from the Market Authority Academy are the... Welcome to the Market Authority Show. I'm your host, Stefanie Lugo. If you have found your way here, you are a real estate pro who's ready to transition from chasing leads to getting dream clients to chase you. This podcast is where you will learn the business and systems strategies you need to grow your real estate business so that you can get paid consistently, connect with dream clients, and keep your sanity. Let's get to it. Welcome back to the Market Authority Show. Stefanie, your host here. And if you are listening to this podcast episode, then things probably sound pretty much the same. But if you are watching on YouTube or wherever else you watch these video pods, you might see that I am in a totally different filming location, a totally different set. And the reason for that is actually we've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes. So in today's episode, I want to share a little bit about what worked in 2023 and what didn't work, and also what we are looking to continue and change in 2024. So I'm going to get into some really specific steps there, specific details on what it is we are working on. But before that, I want to share a little bit about what you can expect. So over the last 4 years, I have spent almost all of my time really imagining the Market Authority brand and creating it from the ground up. Market Authority started in January 2020. And back then, I promise I have a point here. Back then, I was about 7 months pregnant with my first son. And I really was getting so passionate about helping support other real estate agents in the industry and teaching the things that I was learning in my own real estate business. And so I launched the Market Authority Academy to a small beta group of agents in the aim really to help them learn how to grow and scale their real estate business intentionally and strategically. And over the last 4 years, I've been able to work with over 500 agents in the US and Canada. We have been able to create a massive audience online and in our email list. And if you are a part of the community, then you have been so instrumental in the journey that we've taken over the last couple of years. And we've done a lot of learning, a lot of experimenting. We've been curious over that time. And we've seen our journey take us to where we are now, which in my mind is really like the next evolution of Market Authority. And so it's with that spirit in mind that I'm really thrilled to share that we are on the cusp of something new in 2024. We're shaking things up a little bit. We are talking about a reimagining, a revitalizing, like a refocusing of what we do here at Market Authority. And we're evolving and enhancing what it is that we do and what we offer to agents to bring you a more targeted and impactful approach to supporting you and your real estate goals. And I'm really excited to tell you more about it. And I want to share a little bit about how we got here as well. It's really important to me that you understand a little bit about where this is coming from, because I truly believe, especially when it comes to business, so within, so without, it's hard to separate what's going on with Market Authority from where I have been as the Market Authority creator and founder for the last couple of years. And a really easy place to start is a little bit about what 2023 was like. And I know that if you are listening to this and if you're a real estate agent and you've been trucking along in the real estate industry, you had probably an interesting year in 2023, to say the least. So much changed last year and a lot changed in our real estate business. And in fact, we're actually going to be dropping an episode next week with myself and my husband and business partner, Bryce, where we're going to talk about specifically what worked and what didn't in our real estate team and real estate business here in Phoenix, Arizona. But I want to talk to you now a little bit about what worked and what didn't in Market Authority and what led us to make the changes that I'm going to share with you today. And so if I were to think back on 2023, I've shared a little bit of this and I've been pretty open with my journey the last 18 months or so. In 2023, I was just coming out of having my second son. We welcomed our second son in November of 2022. And while I'm so obviously grateful and in love with this beautiful family that we've grown, 2023 was so freaking hard because I truthfully completely underestimated how challenging it would be to transition from one toddler to two kids. And, I already have, we have our first son, Grady. He's 3 years old, 3.5 now. And going from one kid to two may as well have been going from 1 to 10. And as we are both real estate agents, my husband and I are both full-time real estate agents running our small but mighty team here. As that is already taking up so much of our time and bandwidth, adding on our second son brought us so many new challenges that I really don't think we could have anticipated unless we had just gone through it. And while we did everything that we could to really make sure that our systems were up and ready, what I didn't account for was being blindsided by crazy postpartum anxiety and depression. And again, I've been pretty open and vocal about that because I didn't see it coming and it was a completely new experience for me. It could not have been more different from my first pregnancy and postpartum experience. And going through those challenges really changed everything for me. When we had our second son, our time evaporated. Everything changed. And not only did we have so much more time that needed to be dedicated to our family, there was also so much less that I could give because there were some days where I was so just not there. I was not okay. And it took me a while to get a little bit of the support that I needed because I kept thinking like what a lot of women do in that situation is, oh, it'll get better once baby is sleeping through the night, or, oh, it'll get better once these environmental factors are a little bit more in place. And finally, after 5 or 6 months of going through these challenges of my postpartum depression and anxiety, I decided to get that next level of help and support with my doctor. And once we had gone through that phase, things really began to open up a little bit in my life. But it wasn't truly until my second son passed his first birthday, which was literally just in November of 2023, that I started to feel more myself, that my brain fog went away-ish, that I had more mental bandwidth and clarity and energy. And now today, I'm talking to you coming from a completely different place than I did a year ago. And it's been a really challenging year, like as if the market shifting in 2023 wasn't challenge enough, as if the normal challenges that came with all of the things that changed in 2023 weren't enough to deal with. It was just like a perfect storm that really took me out in 2023. And so luckily there were things that did work really well for us. And I'm really grateful, number one, for my husband, Bryce, right? He is just absolutely pivotal to everything that we do in real estate and in market authority. And I think that the people that you have around you in these phases of life are so important. And so with our real estate team, Bryce really takes the head of the team, right? Like he is working face-to-face with clients that come in. And what I have done over the last several years is really transitioned into more of the marketing and operations side of the real estate business, because that's where my strengths are and that's where I really thrive. So I already had taken kind of a, not a backseat to the real estate business, but more so was hanging out behind the scenes. Whereas Bryce was really spending a lot of time dealing with clients, doing showings, managing transactions, and negotiating with cross agents. And when everything kind of started slowing down just because of what we were dealing with and our focus was on our family, that left even more of a burden on him because it was so much less time and effort that I could give to the real estate business on the back end. And what I'm really grateful is Bryce just being literally the best real estate agent I know. And that might, be a little bit of bias, but nobody is on it like Bryce. Like the way that he works with clients and the way that he's able to navigate transactions. I mean, I can't tell you how often we're getting communication from cross agents who are saying, wow, you did an amazing job providing communication and helping just finesse this entire situation. And so that is something that is always going to work. But what we had to do really and understand was, how do we take what Bryce does so well to the business and systemize that? How do we bottle up those skills and those softer touch points to make sure that that is going to still be in place and we're going to be able to offer an amazing client experience, even if we are focused a little bit more on family than business right now, because that's the season that we're in. And so we did a lot of work in that space in 2023 and definitely in the end of 2023. Our business did slow down last year, like a lot of real estate agents. But I think that where we really excelled was peeling back anything that was not critical and did not matter. And so what we really did in the last year was focus on, and you'll hear me say this a lot in the coming weeks, but focus on that 20%. Like, what 20% of effort can we go all in on that is going to lead us to see 80% of our results, right? How can we leverage everything that we've got to make sure that it is working for us in our business? And that really came down to understanding what systems needed a little bit of a refresh, what needed a little bit of support in the real estate team and in Market Authority. And so that really led us to this journey in Market Authority of questioning everything. In the last 4 years, Market Authority has primarily been a brand for real estate agents looking to grow and scale their business. Now, the core offer that I have is the Market Authority Academy. And the Market Authority Academy is my signature mentorship program. It's a little bit different from other coaching out there. Whereas a lot of coaching is mostly centered around accountability, like, did you make your calls? You can do it, rah, rah, go get them, tiger, But the Market Authority Academy is a little bit more of a hybrid mentorship program, meaning you get that individualized support and accountability in our group coaching calls. And you also get a tangible business system, like a business in a box, through our digital course. So when you register, you get a digital course that walks you through exactly what you need to build your business from the ground up in a way that's intentional and sustainable, so that you can weather tricky years like 2023 and still come out on top. And so while we were going through all of this restructuring in the real estate side of things, that really caused us to look to Market Authority and say, how can we continue to refine and evolve and just get better as things are changing so quickly? Certainly in the real estate space, things that worked a year ago do not work the same way that like today. And even in the last 6 months, especially when it comes to social media, which is where so much of our business for our real estate team comes from, so much of our business is organic Instagram, leads. Instagram has changed so much in the last 6 months. YouTube has changed so much in the last 6 months. TikTok, what clients want to see, what media they're consuming, all of that is so different today. The experience they expect to go on is completely different. And so we began to recognize that in the spring of 2023. And we looked at every single touch point in Market Authority and questioned all of it. Began to break apart different pieces of the Market Authority brand and figure out, how do we optimize this for greater impact? And what we found was in Market Authority, it's a multi-passionate brand, right? We're talking about branding, we're talking about marketing, we're talking about lead generation, we're talking about routines and time management. And in that space, it can become a little bit difficult to really articulate what it is we do that's better than anyone. Because the realtors who go through the Market Authority Academy absolutely change their lives. Like, the success stories and case studies that we have had are so inspiring and so incredible. And I genuinely think there's nobody who does what we do better in the Market Authority Academy. And a lot of my agents will back that up. And so the question is, well, what exactly are we doing for agents? Is it branding? Is it marketing? Like, what are we teaching them? And when it comes down to it, the realtors who see the greatest results from the Market Authority Academy are the realtors who are looking for a business coach. Like, they're not looking for Instagram tips. They're not looking for help on how to post on social media. These are realtors who know that they have potential to do great things in real estate. They have already seen the success that they could have in terms of being able to generate clients and convert them. And at this point in their business, they just want to do more while working less. And ultimately, that is what a successful business should allow you to do. Scaling a successful business should allow you to work less as your business continues to grow. Now, certainly you'll have a couple of years of startup and kind of really building those pieces in place. But once you have the right systems in place, you should be able to maintain and coast a little bit and just not quite grind out as much as you may have been in the past. And that's the space that we're really having a lot of fun with real estate agents. Now, that's not to say we're not working with new agents. I honestly, about a third of the agents who we have in the program are pretty new, within a year or two or less. But the difference is these are agents who are committed to their success in real estate. They know they can be successful in real estate. They know they've got the transferable skills and experience that can make them formidable in their market. They need help knowing exactly what to focus on, what to do next, and what resources they need to be successful. And that's what the Market Authority Academy is all about. The Market Authority Academy today of 2024 and beyond is all about implementing the right business marketing and system strategies so that they can grow more intentionally, be more organized, be more structured, grow a team if they so choose, or just enjoy a small but mighty support system that allows them to close their desired number of transactions consistently and predictably without losing their sanity. So that's a little bit of where we are today. I've spent the last year deconstructing everything about the Market Authority Academy and the brand in general, understanding what kinds of content we're creating on our podcast and on the YouTube channel, understanding what kinds of free offers we have, like our checklists and downloads and our free trainings, right? Like our online classes. And we've really taken a lot of look at the Market Authority Academy itself. The Market Authority Academy is, like I said, a hybrid mentorship program, and that digital course aspect actually helps real estate agents implement the 3 core systems that we teach. And those 3 systems are all centered around lead generation and marketing, a $1 million client journey, and there's a reason we call it that, because it is that valuable, and the time and task management strategies and systems that we teach. And we deliver that in a 7-module curriculum that is available in a digital course format. And what we actually did last year was we went through every single asset in that digital program. And it's an extensive program. Like, I don't know how to do anything halfway. And so when I say there's a ton of resources, there are a ton of resources. And we went through and we updated every single asset in that program in 2023 to be as relevant to today's challenges in the real estate market as possible. And what we have seen in the feedback that we've gotten from the agents going through the new content is unbelievable. Like, we've really nailed it. And I feel more confident than ever that all of the work and action that I've taken in the last 4 years has led me to this moment, to being able to say, I am a business coach for real estate agents. This is what I excel at. And this is why my agents see such massive success after going through our programs. And so it's really exciting. And along with that, we've also tried to understand, well, we do have this incredible hybrid mentorship program, right? It's a 6-month transformation program for your real estate business. It is the only business program for realtors that you need. But what about the realtors who want to do some really impactful work on very specific focus items in their business? What if there's a realtor who is doing a lot of great things and they just need a little bit of help in one area? With that, we've done a lot of research and testing on where we can provide the most help. And so along with that, we've also developed a couple of new digital guides that are specifically tailored and designed to help our real estate agents overcome what tend to be the most core challenges, the most common core challenges that they find at that point in their real estate business. And so that's a little bit of a fun announcement. You're hearing it here first. We are unveiling some brand new products that are going to be super exciting and at an accessible price point for real estate agents who want to get to that next level, but really need help in that one specific part of their business that's currently holding them back. And so I'm super excited to be rolling out these new offers and having some of these new things that we're going to be providing, because prior to this, the only way to really receive impactful, individualized help has been through the Market Authority Academy. That has taken all of my time and attention because I am fully 110% committed to helping support the agents in that program. But now that we have a little bit more bandwidth, and now that we have these creative juices going, and now that we know exactly what is most impactful to real estate agents, we're able to bottle that up into these really incredible agile guides that you are going to absolutely love. These different products that are going to give you that quick win and lasting impact for your business. And so the next question is, well, Stefanie, how do I get my hands on these, right? And this is not necessarily me selling. This is more so me letting you know that this is coming up. But the way we are going to be able to provide this to you is actually by going through a little bit of a rebrand. And in terms of rebranding, like I keep saying rebrand, but we're not really changing the logo. We're not changing the name, Market Authority, of the brand. More so, we're repositioning ourselves. And what that means is also a little bit of a new look. And so we're in the process of completely revamping the website, which is really exciting. Right now, my website is not really a website, but more so a collection of landing pages that was really designed just to like get up and be there, right? And so if you know me, you know that I'm kind of of the mind of like, do it sloppy, but get it done. Like I execute, I put things in place, and I take action without letting myself overthink and get in my own way. That's why I'm able to get things done very quickly. And then I just reiterate over time. Well, now it's time to reiterate because my website is kind of a janky mess, and I need to go through and really optimize it to reflect the value that we're giving real estate agents. And so that has led us down on this whole other path of like, okay, how are we going to create an incredible, responsive, beautiful website that very clearly articulates what it is we do? How are we going to create a website that has an amazing shop feature that is functional, easy to navigate for people who want to grab these products, right? And it's not only the digital guides that we're bringing out. We have our beautiful Market Authority planners. We have really fun merch that we have. And most of this is available only to the Market Authority Academy until now. And now when we launch this new website, you are going to be able to access a whole suite of new products that you're going to love. And so we're really excited about that. And I feel like all the challenges and sticking points that we went through in 2023 are what have kind of led us to this pivotal point of being able to level up. Like in 2014, when Bryce and I got our real estate licenses and got into the industry, that was like version 0 or version 1 of Stefanie. That was me leaving our corporate 9-to-5s, understanding a new industry and trying to learn this business for myself. And then when we started coaching and we started really mentoring agents more intentionally in 2019, 2020, that is when the Market Authority brand was born. And it began to take up so much of my time and attention because I freaking love it. Like, I love this space. I love this community that we've been able to build. And I'm really proud of all of the things that I've learned in developing that brand. And that was such a crucial thing for me to go through. That phase of time was so important for me to build the brand, build this community, and develop relationships with you that really could take us to this point. And now we're at like V3. This is version 3 of Market Authority, or Market Authority 3.0, where we are really understanding like what it is that has us elevating to that next level. And I say that, by the way, to those agents who feel like you are stuck. If you've been in that place where you're going through a really hard season and you feel like you're stuck in that building phase and it's just taking forever and you're wondering when you're going to get past it to the next phase, like when you're finally going to arrive, I don't think there is any moment where you finally arrive. And I'm telling you, as soon as I get this website launched and up, I know myself well enough to know that I'm going to find something else to throw onto my plate that is going to take a lot more time and probably lead to a little bit of overwhelm, because I'm just crazy like that and like to live under a certain amount of pressure, right? But all that to say, like, if you're in that space where you're in the building phase, if you're in that startup phase and you're wondering when you're going to get out of it, just know that there is a purpose to that season. There is a purpose to the lessons that you learn, because you want to be able to get to that next point to share the results from taking action and from experiencing failure, from experiencing hardships. Those are the best kinds of lessons that allow you to create impact for other people. And I feel like that's where I am at today. So if we look to 2024, here are some of the things that we are really, really focusing on that I think that you can also implement into your real estate business and really should consider what this would look like for you. One of the biggest things that we are doing is going super deep, not wide. Like, I'm really narrowing my focus on exactly who it is we want to be working with and who is going to see the greatest results from what we do. And I think that that is actually something that served us really well in our real estate team. And so in our real estate business over the years, Bryce and I got really curious about who are our ideal clients, like who are the buyers and sellers that we want to be working with. And when we got into the business, it was very much like first-time home buyers, because those were the most easily defined leads in the business at the time, but also they were very much where we were in that life path, right? Demographically, very similar to us in terms of like age and income level and affordability. And over time, what we have found is like, you have to understand who it is you're wanting to work with to almost act as a filter and target your messaging to be as impactful as possible and as clear as possible. And that absolutely transformed our real estate business. And that is something that we're carrying over into the market authority side as well. And through the experiences that we have of having done that so well in real estate, I'm really excited to see that kind of unfold in the market authority side. And I think it's going to help both sides as well. Now, the other thing that we are really looking to kind of improve upon is the client experience in each way. Like, so here's what I mean by that. In 2024, I think the average consumer, not the average consumer, but people just out there in the ether, they really desire individualized connection. They desire a high-touch client experience. It doesn't matter if you are purchasing a digital product, if you are purchasing a high-ticket coaching program, or if you are going through a real estate transaction to buy or sell real estate. You expect a conscientious client journey that is tailored to your needs and what you value. And so we have begun completely revamping our client journey on the real estate team side, which Bryce and I are going to share a little bit on the podcast next week. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But the other thing that we're doing is thinking about what that looks like on the market authority side as well, and really ensuring that every individual that we have an interaction with is going to leave them feeling amazing, because that's really what I want the market authority brand to be. I want it to be something that leaves somebody feeling more empowered, more inspired, and more motivated. I think that we could all use a little bit of that in life in general, but certainly in an industry that is as demanding as real estate can be. And then finally, we're getting really intentional about the support systems that we have in place. And this is your cue to kind of think about that as well. So again, really being clear on who it is you're looking to attract into your business was number one. Tip number two, really getting clear about that client journey. The beautiful part about the client journey aspect is once you know who it is you're looking to attract, it makes understanding how to create an amazing client journey that much easier. But the next part is actually fulfilling upon it, right? And so one of the questions that we think of in our real estate business that I apply to market authority as well is, what would happen if you got 100 incredible high quality leads that are dumped on your doorstep or into your CRM overnight? Right? Like, do you have the systems in place to make sure that they all get a similar high value, high touch experience? Do you have the systems in place to fulfill upon the service that they need? Right? How are you going to make sure that you do that? Now, in market authority, we had the chance to actually stress test that recently. Not that I got 100 clients overnight, but what we found was in December of 2023, one of our core employees, Gisela, who we absolutely love, she was my marketing admin, gave me her notice. Now, Gisela was with me for 2.5 years, and she came on initially as a marketing assistant, and she provided marketing support for the real estate team and for Market Authority. And over time, she continued to take on more responsibility and learn new skills and really scaled up into the position that we called head of content for Market Authority. And she managed everything from the podcast to the YouTube to content that we were putting out on the email list and Instagram. Like, she was a linchpin in the business for Market Authority. There was not one part of the business that she hadn't been involved with at one point. And as a manager and as an employee, like, I've always known that I'm just like the pit stop when it comes to employees. Like, I know that people are here for a short amount of time, respectively, and that it's a season, it's a stop on their journey. And my whole goal as a manager is to make sure that they leave better, that they leave having been better for the experience. And I think that we did that with Gisela. And it was a completely mutually, respectful parting of ways. And Gisela gave me a 4.5-week notice, which was so generous of her. And what we did during that time was we went through all of our systems in Market Authority. She documented all of her SOPs. An SOP is your standard operating procedure. Gisela took the time to document all of her SOPs and make sure that we had all of our systems dialed in, documented, and proven. And that alone was like such an amazing thing that she took the time to do with the team. And it was actually a goal that we had of ours in the business this year. We had a goal to straight up make a back-end like training platform for Market Authority, because we do have so many systems that need to run efficiently. And in the case that something like this happened, we wanted to be prepared so that delegation and automation was going to be as seamless as possible. And so Gisela with us spent weeks just making sure that all these pieces were in place. And when she ultimately left and had her last day, it was a tearful goodbye for all parties. But the team didn't really skip a beat. Like, we are still here. And in fact, things are running just as smoothly as before. And yes, there has been a little bit of a transition and trying to consolidate and absorb that role. Of course, it hasn't been like the most seamless thing in the world, but it really proved to me that like we have those systems in place. And it also proved to me that you can automate and scale your business to run more efficiently without the need to having a million hands in the pot, right? And so that was super, super helpful for us to understand and almost like stress test the Market Authority business and make sure that we still had a leg to stand on, even when we were like, so to speak, a man down. Now, we're looking at the real estate side as well and thinking about how we can make sure to implement those support systems and just continue to refine so that when something like 2023 happens again, right? Like our version of 2023, when that happens again, hopefully it doesn't happen for a while, but I'm certain that there will be another hiccup along the way, hopefully not postpartum related. But when something else happens, we want to make sure that we are more prepared for it and that there are no cracks or fissures in the foundation. And I think that that's something that we can all be focusing on in 2024. We can be looking to what support systems are in place. How are we ensuring that we can grow with personnel or survive without personnel if that's the case, right? You might be in a place of business where you have too quickly scaled a team and it's requiring so much time and energy and attention from you that it's pulling away your own production. How can you instill better systems in place there to support the people who you were responsible for while also still maintaining profitability in your real estate business? Those are the questions that we're really interested in and learning how to support right now. And that's what's coming in 2024. So in 2024, I'm really excited for this year. It's going to be an amazing year. And for me, this is my redemption year. This is my year to feel really good and get creative and to really be excited about what we have coming on the horizon. And so if I can just break down the sequence of events, here's what you need to expect. Number one, we are going to be in an all video format and changing up a little bit of the content that we're putting out on the channel. I've been doing the exact same thing with my Tuesday educational videos on YouTube for the last 4 years. We're going to change it up and get creative and just see where that leads us this year so that we can create even more engaging and impactful content for you. We're going to have this video podcast. So I've been doing the podcast for the Market Authority Show for 2 years now, and we're getting into the next evolution for it. And so this is going to be our video podcast, and you'll be able to grab some of the different links below in the show notes to see where you can continue to follow along with that. I'm super excited about it. Shout out to Zeke at XYZ Media for helping make this all so seamless of a transition. And next, we're going to roll out kind of the relaunch of Market Authority Revisited, right? Refocused, revitalized, reimagined. And I am so excited to show all of the things that we have been working on behind the scenes. You can expect a brand new digital presence on the website front and across our social media platforms. You can expect to see an even more personal, individualized experience from our email list and from the digital products that we are bringing out into the shop. And you can expect to see more ways to just hang out with us, right? So I'm starting to consider like some different in-person event type situations that we can be leaning into. No big news on that front. We're really more in the planning stages. And so as we have more to share on that, you will want to keep an eye out. And lastly, what I'm really excited is collaborating and having conversations with other real estate pros. So if you know of any guests that you want to see here on the Market Authority Show or in collaboration with, or if there are specific topics for the content that you want to see, I want to hear about that. So leave a review on this podcast or comment on the YouTube channel if you are watching this on video, and tell me what it is you want to see from Market Authority, because we absolutely take that into consideration. Most of our content strategy is based off of feedback from the audience, and I absolutely love being able to support you in terms of creating content tailored against what you're asking and what you're needing. Okay, so that was a lot of ground to cover today, and I appreciate you hanging in with me here as well. Keep an eye out for all of the goodies that are to come. We're going to start rolling out a little bit of our launch content, so you're going to see a fresh new reintroduction from Market Authority, and I would love to hear all about your feedback on that as well. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. Until next time, keep on crushing it.